So we should be live right about now. So good evening, Puerto Rico, Latin America, United States, state of Florida. Welcome to another edition of Probando Fuerza live. Uh, Tonight, we have a very special guest, a young buck from the state of Florida, young guy, strong guy, Mr. Austin Wade. Say hello to the people that are watching, Austin.
Hello. Thanks for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, thank you for being with us and accepting my invitation. I'm rocking today my Michigan Arm Fighters shirt that Gravedigger sent me a package. You know, he gave me this gift and I appreciate it very much. And this is the first time I have it on. So
That's nice.
now, Austin, I've seen you compete a lot in the state of Florida in all the competitions and the Florida Arm Wrestling League. I've seen you have battles with Noel Nunez on the arm wrestling table. And we in Puerto Rico, the fans of arm wrestling in Puerto Rico, Latin America, want to get to know who Austin Wade is. This show is about you. We want to get to know you.
Yes, sir.
And I always like to do my conversations with the athletes, with them telling their story. You know, we all know where you are from Florida, but where are you exactly from Florida?
I live in I grew up in a small town called Palaca, Florida, right outside of St. Augustine, probably like 45 minutes from Jacksonville, 45 minutes from Daytona, and all these small towns that are like cool to travel to. Yeah, you probably know, not, but you don't know Palaca. But yeah, I went to high school here, grew up here my whole
So
life.
that's like the north of Florida, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So you grow in a small town in the northern part of Florida called Palaca.
Palaca.
That's a weird name. That's a weird name.
Yeah.
Yeah. I once I stayed in Florida. It was what was the name of the? It was in Orlando. I don't remember the name. Tamarack or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was there for a little bit.
Sacramento.
What?
Sacramento.
No, that's in Florida. Actually, I was in Florida, in Orlando, Florida.
Oh, I thought. Oh, okay.
It was called. I think it was called Tamarack. But anyway, how old are you actually?
Just turned 22.
22 years old, ladies and gentlemen. This man is 22 years old. So you're one of the guys that we as a community have to start supporting and keeping an eye on you, because all these big promotions are doing tournaments and all that, but we keep seeing the same faces, you know.
Yep.
And I want young guys like yourself to go represent us and do good, you know, because like, John can only live for so many years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We need the young guys, like
Yep.
Adam Wosimski had his
He
shot and did great,
he did great, and he'll
Yeah.
be back too.
So yeah, I think in East versus West 7 he's going to be back there. So how did you got into the sport of arm wrestling? At what age did you start arm wrestling? How did you get in?
So basically through like middle school and high school, all we did was arm wrestle at the lunch table, even in classroom. Like, but we arm wrestled a lot, and
Yeah.
it just kind of I found it through one of my buddies. He tagged me in it on Facebook. A local team out of Interlaken, which is 20 minutes like from my house, was having practice every Saturday night. So that I showed up one night and went ever since. And then I started my own team eventually, and just I just love it.
Yeah, like
Can't beat it.
It's the typical arm wrestling story. We all went through it. We arm wrestling school, and we started from there.
Yep. I mean, I've
So
beat
do you
everyone
have
in
like
school.
Yeah, you beat everyone in school, right?
Yeah, I beat the resource officers. I beat the number one all-star middle linebacker. He was like 6'4", 230. He was going to college. I smoked him and the whole football team in the
And
locker room.
how old were you when that happened?
I was in ninth grade. I just got in ninth grade. So what, 14 or 15?
Damn. So a kid went against a man.
Oh yeah. And then I found arm wrestling about say 11th grade maybe. So I was like 16, 17.
So by then you started taking it more seriously, right?
Yeah, and well, even before that, my dad had made me a pulley system, a side presser system, like off a little table, and I'd come home every day and work out with it to beat the people at school.
That's great, man. That's great because not everyone had that opportunity. Like I found arm wrestling since I was little, but I started arm wrestling by the age of 16. But I didn't have no anything like gadgets and all that. I didn't have any of that.
Yeah,
I only I went to the gym, do your bicep curls and some old school stuff that was done
yeah,
back then in Puerto Rico. That was very, very painful, but it made you really strong. It was very, really painful, but it got you strong. It was some weird movements.
yeah,
So, do you really have like a mentor that got you like saw potential in you and started like teaching you the right
yeah,
techniques and the right way to pull?
yeah. So I had a lot of people around me that helped me, like like my mom, my dad. They came with me to every practice, every tournament. But like as you're saying, like more so arm wrestling side. I had the person who run the practice was named Keith Sawyer, and then people who came that helped me along with him is Robert Luke, Mike Lewis, Josh Webb. All four of them guys really. We all, I mean, we all kind of stuck together and pushed, and even to this day, we still all talking. Josh still comes. Mike and Robert, they're older. Mike's 68, 69, and he was my number one training partner up until this past, 6 months to a year.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. That's great. That's what I'm saying. Like arm wrestling is a sport that has you can have like a really long longevity in the
Yeah.
sport. Like we see John, Richard Lucas, and you're telling me this guy is 68,
Yep.
and does he still trains or compete?
So no, he wants to, but he's not right now. He's been telling me he's laying off. He's gonna retire. His wife doesn't really want him to pull anymore because he had a stroke a couple of years back, and
Yeah,
he's pulled here and there a couple tournaments, but he's getting
yeah.
older.
I know. Health issues. Like like
Yeah,
like myself, I used to be a big guy and all that, but then like before Christmas, I had a bunch of health issues, and and now with all those health issues, I'm planning to come back into the sport,
oh yeah,
like weaker and smaller. Yeah, I'm gonna try. I'm training to it because that's the only thing I have left. So
yeah, that'd be
so
cool. That's why arm wrestling's
so
awesome.
yeah, arm wrestling is awesome, and you telling me that story of this man that's 68 and had a stroke and everything that, and I know the risk and all that, but he has to stay active.
Yeah, well, all these guys I told you, they were all in their 50s. One was 55, the other one's 53. So yeah, they're
Yeah,
all older. Josh is 33 or 4, maybe 35. Um, and I just pull on those guys all night until
till
maybe
you
I
got
could get them
stronger than them.
tired. Yeah, until I got stronger than them, basically over the years.
But that's great, and it's always good to have a team supporting you, and when you started, you were young and you got seasoned guys, that knew all the things about
Yep.
the arm wrestling injuries and all that, and they guide you
Yeah, they
through
help
that
you
beginning, which is really hard.
teach you how to kind of prep for tournaments and what to do and what not to do.
Yeah. I want to say hi to Nightmare, Daniel Schwartz from New York, the 98% family that's watching us, and Basil, my friend from Dubai. He helps me a lot in the channel. He's watching us, and Carly, he's the strongest left arm arm wrestling in Puerto Rico, is watching us. He's saying hi. Everybody's saying hi. So nice that you're watching.
Yes,
Now
sir.
wait.
Hello.
Yeah. Wait. In your career, you've been arm wrestling for how long? 8 years?
About 6.
About 6 years. And
About
in those 6 years, what have been your achievements? Like your championships, your tournament wins. Which is the more important?
I've won. The most recently I won an out-of-state competition, Washington State. I don't have too many like huge competition wins. I've won a bunch of fairly big tournaments down here in the South. The Alabama qualifier, Alabama. What was it called? It was for the world qualifier, like for IFA. I beat Artem there, right-handed. I'd beat there was a couple of other guys in that class. It was a really good class that day. And left hand, Artem beat me left hand that day.
Yeah.
But hell, it's hard to say off the rip.
Yeah, but you competed. You competed in the last Florida arm wrestling tournament, right? I didn't catch you. I didn't see you there. You were there?
No, sir.
What
Not
was
Florida
the
State's.
last competition you did?
The one, Washington State's was the same day as that tournament. That's where I was at.
Oh, okay. You went to Washington's instead of going to that one.
Yeah. I won my class there, and then I pulled overalls and ended up beating Artem right-handed in overalls. And then Corey Miller beat me after that.
Oh, whoa. That was a tough tournament then.
Oh, yeah. It was fun. Andre had just beat Andre Shark in the tournament, and he had just beat Jacob Abbott, and then I beat him.
Yeah, and Jacob is a legend.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember like I'm 41 years old, and I remember I pulled Jacob a long time ago.
Oh, really?
I was really young, and he was older than me. But I remember pulling him. I never forgot that, and that was the tournament where Devin Larratt faced John Brusink for the first time in the United States. I believe the name was the Superstar Showdown or something like that. That was that tournament.
I see where Carly said Brandon Morris. Brandon Morris was actually my first
I was just gonna ask you that.
So he whenever I first got in arm wrestling, he was like kicking my ass up and down, and then like about maybe a year into arm wrestling, we had a super match at the first King of Florida, right? And I ended up beating him unexpectedly. No one thought I would beat him, and I beat him when I was 17 or 18.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. Like you beat him like you were really young, but is there still like a beef, like a rivalry right now?
I mean, I don't think there is. I think Brandon's the same way as me. We kind of talked after, he messaged me. He's like, it's just, it's just the way we are on the table. And I was like, I totally agree. Like I'm a different person. You talk to me now, you talk to me at a tournament, like on the table, and you're not gonna get the same same person.
Yeah, I get it. Carly's asking me to translate what you were saying to Spanish. Do you speak Spanish?
No, sir.
No. And how do you know what Carly was asking about? Just by the name.
I seen Brandon Morris, and that was it.
So I'm going to translate. Carly, él le está diciendo que la primera vez que hizo el torneo de King of Florida, él tenía 17 años y él tuvo un super match con Brandon Morris y le ganó. So, ¿sabe? Eso fue lo que pasó, ¿sabe? Y no es que no tienen una rivalidad ni un problema personal así, tú sabes. Ellos, pues, obviamente, cuando tú vas a la mesa, tú eres agresivo en la mesa, pero no es que tienen un problema personal, tú sabes, de que se ven en la calle y se miran mal y eso, ¿sabes? Es solamente como atleta en la mesa. So now, let's get to the part where you touch our hearts. You have faced Noel Nunez many times, and I haven't seen you beating him. At least I haven't seen you beating him. But the last time I saw you pull, you were close. Like you were closer. Like you got stronger and you
I
were closer.
think
And Noel is 30 years old almost. He's 29. I think he just turned 30.
I didn't think Noel was that old. I thought he was like 28 or something.
No, Noel I think he just turned 30 years old. He's gonna turn 30 this year.
Okay. So Noel, me and him have practiced together a lot. A lot. Before that, he beat me. After that, he's beat me. That day, I think I should have beat him with some strict reffing. I would have beat him. But he beat me, and I'll accept that because I love him and he's a bad dude. But
yeah, he's really strong. He's really strong.
No, he is. He's incredibly strong. His ability to just power up is crazy.
Dude, and I would like to explain to you or tell you this story. Like that's like the underground arm wrestling culture in Puerto Rico. Like the one, like those guys in Florida, because there's a town in Puerto Rico called Florida.
Yeah.
In the north part of the island. You know about it, right?
Yeah.
So those guys are really strong and they have like a certain way they arm wrestle, right? Because they all learn and train with my friend Joe Cortez,
Mm-hmm.
which is one of the strongest arm wrestlers in Puerto Rico, or you know, or maybe the strongest arm wrestler in Puerto Rico yet today. Like today, like in Joe is like 44 years old, a couple of years older than me. So they learned from him, and he he teaches some sort of high hook technique,
Mm-hmm.
and it's really weird, and it's really hard to beat. But Noel, like he's the perfect combination and balance from every arm wrestling style in Puerto Rico. And that's what makes him a special arm wrestler from Puerto Rico, because he has the like a special balance of all the techniques that
Mm-hmm.
people from Richard Calero, from Joe, from Alex Cruz, from everyone that arm wrestler in Puerto Rico. He's like the perfect equation of balance of all those styles, and that's why he's like really versatile on the table, and
Mm-hmm.
it makes him like harder to beat because he's so versatile and very versatile, and he's strong,
Mm-hmm.
and every time I see a guy go to war with him, I just know they're gonna be, you know, climbing up in the ranks and getting better, because they are even Noel is young. Our guys that are younger, like Adam,
Mm-hmm.
and like yourself. And the last time I saw you pull, like you said, I thought that you were gonna beat him, but Noel pulled it off.
Yep.
So maybe next time you're gonna have a win on him or something like it. But I believe that you are the future. Like you're really young and you're only gonna get better. And
Yep.
and that's why I want to highlight your presence on this show and on this channel and on this platform, because that's my goal. Like highlight the young arm wrestlers that got a future, so people can like get noticed. Like I know this guy. I know this guy. Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
always talking to Engin Terzi about all you guys, the young
Mm-hmm.
guys. And I remember when Adam pulled Paul Talbot, that Adam like Adam like Adam beat him and he got his finger injured. And that same week I was talking with Engin, telling him about Adam Borsinski. And then I saw the video of Artem saying like, Engin just called me and asked me about Adam, and that's how Adam got onto East versus West. And I'm always recommending Engin young people, young guys from his side of the world, so he can give them a chance to be on those big stages. Because like Adam, I know you would do well, Noel would do well, and a lot of other young guys. Like I mean, look at Chance. You know, Chance
Yep.
was the first one, the first young gun from the United States that got called to East versus West, and look where he's at now. You know, and I
Yep.
believe that all you guys, all you young guys, have to have that opportunity, because you are the future. You know, we are heading in the right direction, in a good direction in the sport. We might end up in the Olympics soon. So why not give the stage to the young guys like yourself that are strong and are only going to get better?
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to be this weekend on the East versus West qualifier.
Oh yeah, I'll be there.
So you ready for it? You train good? You feel good? You
Oh
already
yeah,
tapering and stuff?
feel great. I'm ready for sure. I'm about 193 ish, but my weight doesn't really determine how strong I am.
Yeah, I know, but you're going to enter the 198, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. I
but
want that.
somebody told me that people were like, "Ooh, we gotta see Austin, because Austin is gonna be gunning for Artem. He's gonna beat Artem at the qualifier."
I hope Noel's coming too. I want everybody.
Well, well, well. I'm gonna tell you this: the guy that told me about that was Noel's brother, Sadiel.
Mm-hmm.
Was saying like, "Oh, I know Wade is gonna beat Artem this weekend." and
Yep.
and and that's and I was talking with him about that, and that's when I remembered that I wanted to have you on the show, and that's when I contacted you to be on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And this weekend is gonna be interesting. What are your expectations on the tournament?
Well, I want to win. There's no doubt about that. I mean, but
Obviously.
top two is fine. I'm fine with that to go to the finals in Virginia. I'll still go to Virginia. I'll have plenty of time to prep and train and get better from there. But I want first. That's why I go. That's why I compete.
Yeah, but right now, I think I don't really know if Noel is gonna be there. I don't really know. I know his brother was telling me he wanted to be there, and he told me he was gonna be there, but it was not a sure thing, you know.
No.
So I don't really know if Noel is gonna be there. But to me, in my opinion, the 198, if Noel is there, I don't know who else is gonna be there, because I don't know if Kieta is gonna be there. So if 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 Noel's gonna be there, like the tough matches are gonna be like you, Artem, and Noel are gonna be fighting for 1, 2, and 3.
Mm-hmm.
At least that's what I think.
Mm-hmm. That's what I think so too.
So, but if Eduardo Kiete shows up, that's gonna put a little bit of hot
Mm-hmm.
sauce on the taco, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because Kiete is looking strong,
I know. I
like really
pulled him at
strong.
Worlds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I pulled him at Worlds.
You mean the IAF Worlds?
IFA. Yep.
Yeah, and how did you do?
So I felt really, really, really good with him outside the strap. Just like Noel. I felt super, super good with him outside the strap. And then we got to the strap and I felt really good with him. I felt really good with him. And then he ended up getting us the referees to play around for about 20 seconds and he he did what he does. Took me to
Yeah,
town.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I know. He's really strong, and he has a lot of experience because he's been pulling a long time,
yeah, he's
you
been
know.
pulling a long time.
But I expect like the top three, if Noel is there, it's gonna be you, Artem, and Noel. But if Noel is not there, like the first place it's gonna be a battle between you or Artem, right? That's
Yeah.
my expectation.
Matt King's not going to be there. It's what I heard, and he's been Artem's kryptonite. He's beat Artem every time they've pulled.
Who? Andre
Matt
Chart?
King? No, Matt
Oh, Matt
King.
King.
Yeah, he's beat
Really?
Artem He's beat him every time they've pulled in a tournament. The same day that Artem beat me in Middleburg, Matt beat him, and then I beat Matt.
Style makes matches. Style makes
Yeah,
matches.
yeah,
And
it's
and
funny.
and yeah, it's funny because Artem has like improved a lot, and I don't know if I'm right because I did a conversation live here with Artem, and I believe like when Artem went to Todd Hutchins' house, like he came back and he started doing some of the stuff Todd does, and that
Hmm.
like put him over the top, like really like he has improved. Like you saw his match with Rockers,
Yeah.
like and he beat Rockers, and Rockers is like number one left-handed on the
Well,
220s.
well, all the Pacific training aside is he's consistent and he stays consistent and he thinks about it all the time. So the only thing he's gonna do is get better, in my eyes. Same way with anybody. That's you think about it, you're consistent. No matter what kind of training you're doing, you could be doing some stuff that's hurting you, but 9 times out of 10, you're gonna be getting better.
Yeah. And if you're young, like all you guys, because I try to get better, and it's a lot harder for me to get better because I'm
Yeah.
41 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going downhill. You know what I'm saying? But we all move forward, like trying to get better,
Yep.
and there's like a certain window with arm wrestlers where they like improve a lot over the years, and you guys are all in that window, the 20s, early 30s, and like you said, you stay consistent and training and pulling, and the virtue of competing. Like if you're in an arm wrestling community that has a lot of tournaments, a lot of competitions, you're gonna develop that. Like you get accustomed to that, to be
It's
competing and all
easy.
that, and yeah, and it's easy. It get easier and easier and easier, and that makes you get better at a higher rate.
Yeah, that's people ask me all the time. You just make arm wrestling look so easy. It's only arm wrestling. We're just arm wrestling. We just it's only arm wrestling. It's that simple, simplified.
Yeah, it's the same thing but harder.
Yeah, yeah. I'm talking like
You know,
newer guys. They're like it's like you make it look so easy just to like run through certain stuff like rise, cup, and roll, and then the other like a new guy do it and he'll be sloppy or can't even engage it at all. You know what I mean? And he's like,
yeah.
so
But like to me, I don't know why it's always been hard. Uh, because I'm a side pressure guy, and
uh-huh.
I don't really need my hand to engage my side pressure, but I have thick hands, my hands are really thick, and to grip up with someone, it's hard because if they have a thick hand, my hand's thick too, and it's hard, and that led me to like be an arm and a side pressure guy, and I don't really like I don't go to the table and fight for the grip or fight like that. I don't really because I don't really do it because I don't get any out of it. I just need to be in a place that I can engage my side pressure, and if I get that, that's all I got. Like Uncle Todd says, at the beginning of the match, I'm gonna go inside, and if that don't work, I'm gonna go inside. you know,
See, I'm the opposite. I always want to like look to make the match easy. I might want to get through unscathed and just go through their hand. But don't get me wrong, I'll fight inside. that's where
yeah.
I that's where I came from.
But I used to be when I was a younger arm wrestler. I used to do more on the table, but as I get older, and
Mm-hmm.
injuries and different sports that I've tried, I was uh powerlifting champion in Puerto Rico, and those sort of things affect you. And when I got back to arm wrestling, I was really strong, but I couldn't engage certain things like back pressure and rising. It I can engage that those anymore because I'm so big, and my
Yeah.
biceps and my dimensions, are big, and I cannot like get really high. So, you know, and right now I've lost over 50 pounds, and I'm still like I can, because I'm still like too big for the table, like for
Work
the
that angle
angles and
more.
stuff like that.
Gotta work that angle more.
Excuse me.
Gotta work that angle more.
Like if I like
Woo.
your phone fell.
Yeah, I knocked it down.
Like if I go inside, like in a hook, like in with my shoulder behind my hand, I feel really
Mm-hmm.
weak.
Really?
I gotta go like dragging, like using my lat and my, like I gotta drag to feel good. But if I go inside, I feel like really inside, like behind my hand, I feel weak. And
Yeah.
it's all about that thing. Like you have to be like, if you're a big guy, it's hard for you to arm wrestle. That's the truth. But you gotta be like, if you're big and you're 6'5", it's okay. But I'm like 5'11",
Yeah.
and
Pretty
and
compact.
I was, yeah, and like I'm short, and I got to reach more and all that. I don't, I like the dimensions of my body do not let me engage those things anymore. I believe
Yeah.
the last time I could do that, I believe it was like I don't know, maybe 2013, 14. That wasn't so big. I was like 260, and I hadn't gotten that powerlifting frame, and I couldn't gauge that. But after powerlifting, it all got screwed. My angles got screwed. Maybe
Yeah.
now that I'm losing weight and trying to get back into competition, for maybe it'll get better. But it's gonna be trial and error.
Yeah.
So, is there anything you want to share with us about plans that you have or things that you want to accomplish in the sport? Like, I don't know, travel to compete somewhere.
Yeah. So I wanna go to I think I want to go to the IFA Nationals and compete there and I want to get a national title, even though everyone's saying that they're not as worthy anymore because there's so many. But still it'd be nice to have, and competition is
Yeah,
competition. If when the competition is there, you earn it or not. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
So
And I like you, like Austin Wade is a pretty big name in the arm wrestling community in your region, right? And we don't, when we get like WAF national championships, we don't see a lot of you guys go and compete there.
yeah.
And to me, I mean, at least to me, I would really love seeing you guys there, like you,
I see.
Chance, Noel.
I thought about it going to the WAF Nationals, but there's no like a gimme to it because like with if I go to IFA Nationals, Bob Brown guarantees all first place senior divisions $1,000
Yeah.
to go to wherever they're going. I think it's Malaysia after they weigh in and make weigh-ins $1,000 for you getting first
So
place at
so if you
nationals.
get your first place in nationals, you get the trip and $1,000, or just $1,000.
$1,000 after you weigh in at Worlds.
Yeah, and I've been reading a lot because there's been a lot of talk and a lot of things are going on in arm wrestling in the world. Like we are really close to be an Olympic event, and the organization that it's uh like the International Olympic Committee is dealing with arm wrestling through the WAF.
Yeah.
Like that's the organization that I don't know if they picked it or it's the only organization that complies with everything that they ask for. I don't really know, but
Well,
it's the WAF that it's handling that.
it's
You
because,
know?
yeah, if it is, the number one reason is because they drug test. That's the
Yeah, it's
number
got to
one
be that.
reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go to other organizations, you go to East versus West. Nope. You go to WAL. Nope. You go to Arm Wars. Nope. IFA. Like,
But you're right. It must be because they have the drug test and all that, and and there's some differences with people that been on the administrative side of arm wrestling,
oh, yep.
and they have had some falling outs with certain people that are in charge of these federations, and I hope that it doesn't get to a point that it affects the sport, bringing the real strong guys to the Olympics. Like right now, you're 22 years old. In 10 years, you're gonna be 32 years old. You know, you're gonna be in an age that you're gonna be like at your peak, and you could go there and win a gold medal. And I think that if something doesn't happen, the organism that is gonna run that thing is gonna be the WAF, and you know, when you go to world championships, WAF world championships, I think obviously Simon won his category and he become the world champion, but we don't see a lot of Americans, you know,
Mm,
going there and being world champions anymore.
yeah.
And
And
we had and what?
oh well, if you competed at AFA Worlds, you get it put on a ban list, right?
I would tend to agree with you. I don't know if that's true, but I would tend to agree with you because of the differences people had
That's
had, you know.
that's another reason why I was like on board with like, yeah, I'm probably gonna go to the WF Nationals, and I was like, I got reminded. I pulled at IFA Worlds, and those two don't mix. So
Oh, so it's that's a real thing. Like the WAF don't let you compete if you compete in the IAF and the I. Damn,
yeah,
damn, that's bad. That's really bad.
yeah, that wouldn't work in the Olympics.
That yeah, that wouldn't work in the Olympics. Yeah, and like right now we are at a point that we are finding like harmony in the sport because the promotions are not competing against each other yet. I
Yeah,
hope it doesn't come to that. But right now they're not competing against each other, and that's the perfect moment to flourish into going into the Olympics because nobody is gonna try to screw nobody else over, you know.
yeah, exactly.
And we gotta like I know that we didn't get into the Paralympics for Los Angeles 2028 because apparently that this is what I heard. Like uh apparently there were some problems or discussions that people like got mad at each other and that the people that ended up doing the proposal didn't really know what they were doing and they made a bad proposal and that's why we didn't get into the 2028 Los Angeles for the Paralympics. At least that's what they people that are inside told me. And but we still have the chance to get into the Olympics in 2032 because even though we didn't get into the Paralympics on 2028, we did get into the world combat sport combat games, I think they called, and
Really,
that's an Olympic level event, you know.
really.
Yeah, so we're still, you know, in the fight to be in the Olympics.
Yeah,
And
that'll be great.
maybe we don't know. Maybe we don't know which one of you guys will end up going to the combat sports thing. You know, I hope to see you and on other young guys over there winning some gold medals. You know,
What is the combat sports?
it's sort of like a world games,
Yeah.
and they have a lot of different sports, and arm wrestling got in there. this coming event.
Mm-hmm.
I'll send you the link. I'll send you the link of the news article that is announcing that arm wrestling got in. It's it's like like an Olympic level event, but it's sometimes like the World Games. You see the Olympic logo, but there are sports that are not in the Olympics, but they compete in
Yeah.
the World Games. But
Yeah.
it's kind of a testing ground for the sports and see how the organizations uh organize and run their competitions,
Mm-hmm.
and it's good that we got into this one because that's like the testing ground for the Olympics, and we still have 10 years to get ready, so it's important that we as a community keep uh showing up and
Trying.
doing great things in the sport and not fight each other,
Yeah.
yeah.
For
So
sure.
Austin, I thank you for being with us tonight.
Yes, sir.
I wish you luck this weekend. I'll be watching and I'll be keeping in contact with you because if you want to come back on the show after this weekend, I would love to, so we can do a recap of what happened
Yes,
and
sir. For sure.
and congratulate you on your first or second place. I hope it's
Mm-hmm.
going to be first. So
Yeah, me too.
ah,
I think I can pull it off. I feel really good. Feel really,
no,
really, really good.
I
My
I know a
training's
lot of
been
people
really good.
I know a lot of people that follow you and know about you that are saying that Wade's gonna get this one. And I love you guys. I love all the arm wrestlers in Florida because you are like the more active community and you're really near us, and sometimes some guys from Puerto Rico travel over there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure you have seen Wesley Contes and you've seen Sadiel
Yep.
and all the
Yep.
guys that have gone over there, as strong guys and have
They're
won
beasts.
championships over there, you know.
Yeah,
So
they're
everybody
beasts.
on the chat right here, Nightmare is wishing you luck this weekend.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And
Nightmare. My training partner Nick Klein's on here and Matthew
yeah,
Branch.
so it's been a nice little chat, and I hope we can do this back again when after this weekend, right?
Yeah, that'll be good. Or the weekend after, or whatever.
Yeah, and I
Or during
wanna
the week like this. Yeah, during the week. It's fine.
yeah, during the week.
Yeah.
Cool, better. It's better because it's less hectic. But
Yeah,
I wanna
I'm always doing stuff on the weekend.
yeah, I wanna to the people that are watching or the people that are gonna watch this show, please go to this young man YouTube channel. It's Austin Wade Arm Wrestling. Give him a subscription, like his content. This is a young kid that is strong, and this kid is going places. This is the future of our sport, and we as a community have to come together and support everyone. But when we see people with the talent that Austin has, we gotta give him that push so he can keep growing, in the sport and in the sport of arm wrestling. It's very important social media presence to get the eyes of the people looking at you and by subscribing to Austin's channel and follow him in Instagram and in Facebook, you're gonna be doing the community a favor, helping this young man get more people looking at him and getting noticed. Because he's really strong, and I'm gonna predict, like I did with Austin Yeagers, like I did with Adam Wosinski. uh, Austin Wade is gonna go. Wait 2-3 years, maybe less. This kid is gonna be going places. I just know it. I got a feeling, and I've been known to be right. I'm like Trump. I've been right a lot.
Under 200 pounds, I'm coming for it all.
Yeah. So Wade,
Mainly, both
yeah,
hands, mainly right-handed.
but you're strong with the left hand too, right?
Oh
I've
yeah,
seen you pull great matches with your left hand.
yeah. But I, the thing is which one do I care about more?
Yeah, and I don't want to say this, but who really cares about left?
I know all the time.
You
Like,
know,
what is this qualifier? You can pull both hands, but like
only
if
right
left
is
if I pull left-handed first, just know I won't pull left-handed. If I have to pull left-handed first, I won't pull left-handed. I'll only pull right.
yeah, because you're gonna save yourself for the right because the invitation is gonna be only for the right high champions.
Yeah, yeah, and that's another thing with that last time me and Noel pulled. I pulled left-handed, and he showed up the minute before we pulled right-handed.
Oh,
Yep.
damn.
So
But you didn't know, so you pull left-handed because if you had no, you wouldn't pull left-handed.
no, I would have pulled left-handed, but still,
But
he's a little fresher than me.
yeah, but you got to know, Noel's left hand is his stronger arm.
Oh, I know, I
Yeah,
know.
and his
I
brother
me and
too.
No-
That's weird.
me and Noel trained for like a good year and a half, 2 years. We trained every Friday or it was like
Yeah,
Friday or Tuesday. We'd be at Dan Worley's house. He lived down here, so
yeah. So, oh yeah, Noel, I think worked for Daniel Worley,
yep.
and
That
he let yeah,
that helped me a lot in arm wrestling. Work training with them guys, dude. Boy, we would go over there and we'd kill it every day, every time. I'd be doing 2 a days here and there.
yeah, and that's the thing. Noel grew up in the arm wrestling community doing that. Like he would practice in the morning, in the afternoon, and at night.
Yep, yep.
Because there were guys over here that do that. Like they went they went and meet with somebody and an arm wrestler and practice. Then they say, "Oh, I gotta go because I got another practice later." And we're like, "What? You know, you're
Yeah.
gonna go practice after we practice? Like, what's this? It's he grew up learning how to arm wrestle like that. And maybe
Yeah.
that's what makes a difference.
Yeah. If you stay committed and put the time in, you'll
Yeah.
you'll
I
get
I
there.
always I didn't like to practice a lot because I I don't know if it's me, but my elbow and the pain and everything was too
So
much to bear, and I gotta practice like right now I don't have nobody to practice with, but when I did, I
that
had to practice
sucks.
like like once a week, and if I practiced like 4 weeks in a row, I had to take one off, you know.
Yeah.
So
So I like to practice a lot, and especially if
yeah,
I'm not competing. I'm a like 1 to 3 times a week. Sunday, Thursday, Sunday. That's a good week of practice. That's all within
yeah,
7 days. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah,
You
and
do.
and like if you wanna be good at playing basketball, what you gotta do? You gotta play
You play
basketball. So
basketball.
if you wanna go to arm wrestle, you gotta arm wrestle.
You got to arm wrestle. You got to arm wrestle every day. You got to mimic arm wrestling every day.
Yeah,
You got to be
like
strong at
like
arm
like
wrestling.
be like Devin.
Yeah, you got to be strong first.
Yeah, you gotta be strong first. Like I remember when Devin was doing his armbed tour. He was going every day. He was somewhere else arm wrestling, and then I remember like his last stop was in Vegas, and that's when Eric Spoto was beating him and stuff. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
man, like Devon was pulling like 2 minutes ago, and I was like thinking
Yeah,
about like the pains and aches and soreness, because he was arm wrestling every day.
yeah,
It's I don't know how he does it, but he does it. So
yeah. It's
so
crazy.
Austin, I don't want to take more of your time. I know you got to get your rest and all that. You're preparing for this weekend. I want to thank
Yes,
you for
sir.
being with us tonight, and
Yes,
and
sir.
I hope we can do this again after this weekend
For sure.
and analyze the event and the results of it. And thank you for being with us, and God
Mhm.
bless you, and I wish you all the luck in the world for this weekend, and I hope you win. I really
Yes,
do.
sir. Thank you for having me, and thank you for all your kind words. It means a lot to me.
So take care, rest up, and stay healthy for this weekend.
Yes, sir. Good night.
Take